Alright, this is part 2 of Power, Heat, and Light. I'm shaking up one of my lights right now just to get charged up. So I'm just going to, on this particular episode, I'm just going to run through different methods of lighting. Last episode was kind of just a general overview of heat and power, and I will go more into those in other episodes, but this one is specifically lighting. So we will get started. Alright, we got good old flashlights. Pretty basic. We got 6-volt flashlight. There's no battery in here, so it's not going to turn on right now. I need to get a battery for that. But this thing, when it works, it's pretty bright. But it doesn't last a while. And you're not going to find many batteries after something should go wrong. This guy I like. Show this here. This is an Eveready. Has a spotlight and a floodlight mode. So let's see. I'll turn off the light here. There. That's flood and spot. Now this uses regular batteries though, so that is problematic. Now I also have one of these. This here is another Eveready. This is your cheap hardware store $2.50 plastic flashlight. Don't usually want to be worrying about these, but this one actually works okay. So I'll turn off this guy, turn that on. It's not super bright, but this thing has saved my butt in a number of power outages. Casts an okay light. It's not terrible. Both of these, however, just eat batteries. This, however, shaker light. I love this thing. Shake it up, and you got light. It's kind of a harsher bluish light, but it is bright. And this will give you, it's kind of cool looking too. Kind of the whole case glows, you can see in it. This is just a lifesaver in any kind of emergency, whether it be a power blackout or maybe an auto accident or auto problem, side of the road problem type of thing. Maybe you hit a deer or whatever. But this, I love this thing. Shake it. You can shake it up even when it's on. It's great. Let me turn back on the main light here. Alright, so that's it for flashlights for now. I have a couple more. My brother has one similar to this, but it's a crank flashlight where you have a crank on it and you crank it. And I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes of cranking gives you like half an hour of light or something. Not completely sure on that. So that's kind of the start of it. Pretty basic. I'm going to show the kerosene lantern here now. On this episode, I am pretty much just showing all of my lighting strategies from the normal to the really, let's just say, out there ideas. So I'm going to pause this and light the kerosene, alright? Alright, you might not be able to see it, but it is on right now. It's on. I'm going to turn off the light here. Now you can see that's on. It's on really low right now. You can crank it up if you want. Much higher than around here. You're going to get black smoke and you don't want that. But if you keep it right around there, it's actually a relatively good amount of light there. Looks even better on the camera too. So this thing, you can carry it around. It has a little handle here, which you can carry it around with. There you go. It's definitely more dangerous. I wouldn't recommend this if you have small children around. We don't have any of those. So we could just hang this maybe. Sorry, it's like blurring in the camera. The autofocus on this camera does not work well, but you can see even when it's out of screen, it's pretty bright. The one problem is I don't like the smell of kerosene. But in an emergency, that's going to be the least of your worries. But it works. I actually bought it for the purpose of Halloween. Halloween decoration. Made a good effect up there. Let me blow this out. Alright, that thing works really well, actually. Alright, now there's a few more things to show. First of all, gotta love lighters. Not super bright, and I certainly wouldn't trust my life on one of these things, but it does the trick. And then, oh, that kerosene smells strong. And then, about the strangest light you can think of, but it does work. Cell phone. The LCD screen on this is stinking bright. I'll walk around the house at night with this thing, and I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but I can easily see what I'm doing with the light of the cell phone. And this will probably last a couple hours on a full charge. Yeah, you can see the screen. I don't think you can easily see what it's doing, though. So that's one of the more out there lighting strategies. Now, moving right along here. Whoops. I'm just started using a tripod, and it's taking some getting used to here. Alright. If I pull up my screen here, pull up my blinds, you will see I have something right down there in the corner of the window. Okay, that battery, that's actually the empty 6-volt battery from that 6-volt flashlight. It's dead, so it's just propping something up there. But behind it, that black box propped up on the battery, that is a solar panel with a couple of small rechargeable AA batteries in it. I got this thing at Menards on an after-Christmas sale, really cheap. Before Christmas, these cost about 20 bucks. But afterwards, you can get them for maybe 10, 15 bucks. And so I just have that solar panel there. I got on a Christmas sale, after Christmas sale, and it's just propped up on the dead battery. Now I leave it in here to charge during the day. And at night, all I have to do is turn it on, a little switch on there. Whoops. Alright, let's see how well you can see this on the camera. Again, I'm still getting used to this. Hang on. This is going to be a little shaky for a minute. Actually, you know what? Let me pause it. I'll be right back. Alright. I'll turn off the main light, and you can see what these look like. But you can see right up there, it's actually not bad. Even on the camera, you can kind of see, and right now, I could easily... Oh man, this camera is bad with focusing. Dang. But you can see that they're pretty bright. They go around most of the room. Hold on, let me get in front of the camera here. Whoops. Alright, sorry, the camera fell. But it goes about a little more than halfway around my room, and you can see that they're pretty bright. I can navigate around my room at night, no problem with these, although it looks pretty dim on the camera. These are bright. I can't read, but I could easily do whatever I would have to do, and these will stay lit for longer than the night. So now I'm going to show you one more thing. I'll pause the camera quickly. Alright, you all remember my solar electric system, and I will do more videos about that as it goes on. But this is going to be huge for powering lights. Now, what I would like to do is something I saw in, I believe it was the Survival Summary. I'm not sure. I will correct that on YouTube if I am wrong. But what he did is he took some regular 120 volt lamps, put some cigarette lighter plugs on the ends of the cords instead of the standard US plug, and then put in 12 volt DC compact fluorescent bulbs. And that way you didn't have the efficiency loss going from 12 volt DC to the 120 AC to power your CFLs. But nevertheless, this is what I have for now, and it works. It does the trick. So let's say that the power went out. I'm going to leave the camera light on. And hold on, there's a switch here. There we are. Alright, camera light's on. Alright. Now let's say that the power goes off. That fan in the background is my heater. It gets stinking cold in my room in the winter. Got a big hole in the roof. What I do is I have the plug right there. It's not wired for 12 volts, but this will work. I would check the battery on my Xantrex, switch on my inverter, then all I have to do is plug it in. Voila! And this will last for a long time. And as you can see, the CFL is running just perfectly happy off of the modified sine wave by the inverter. There's no buzzing or humming or anything. It's actually just like normal. And then finally, I have shown this guy to you before, but just as an added bonus, I'll show him again. We have this guy. Super bright lights. These will last maybe 12 to 24 hours on a full charge. This guy. They're good area lights. So, that's about it for the lighting episode. I'm going to get my batteries recharging now. I never want to drain these too low, but this thing's working pretty well. It's been about, what, a minute? Battery shouldn't have gone down much. It's fine. Battery's always going to show a drain as it's being used. But I've used this thing to power loads of like 13 watts for hours, and the battery never ended up draining, so even getting close to draining. So anyway, so that's it. I'm going to get these things charging again and see you in the next video. I just remembered, this thing is charging right now. I think it's done. I just wanted to show that. I have the charger mounted on the outside of this guy, and the plug just runs into the Xantrex, which is right there. I actually have used that thing to power this camera before too, if I needed to. But I'm just wondering, you know, where can you get batteries for these things? It's the 321 amp hour batteries. I'd like to expand my battery capacity, so if anyone knows of a good place to buy those, I'd be very appreciative of a website or something. Because even though 63 amp hours is nice, it's not enough for long term, even with the solar panels. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If anyone has any ideas on how to increase this guy's capacity, I am open to suggestions. So my next video on power will probably be either more on the solar setup, or I will do something on the Jenny, which I have talked about before but never shown. So anyway, so see you in the next video. For now, I probably go in here and check the battery, make sure it's full. I can turn on the inverter, and we have power now. Now, that right now is being produced